You can have whatever you want to, darling. Know the word.
Welcome to Sparkle Show. With us we have Lucas. Lucas, so much has happened since I've seen you last. Well, I've seen you since your injury, but can you tell us about the injury?
So basically, with the quarantine, the whole gym situation's very limited. Luckily enough, I was blessed to be working out at Doc's gym, and I was there doing a chest workout. Nothing crazy. I was on like my fourth or fifth set of bench, and when I was coming up on one of my reps, I wasn't struggling or anything. I just heard a loud snap. The bar flipped over, everything fell to the ground, and I tore my pec, completely ruptured it from the tendon. And now I had surgery, had it reattached, and I'm recovering.
But you didn't feel it? All of a sudden, what did they say happened?
Yeah, so basically, when I was coming up on the rep, I heard the snap, like an internal crack, and obviously I felt it. The whole bar flipped over, and I immediately put my hand over my chest. I knew I tore my pec before I even looked down. Everybody came, got the weight off me. Doc came out there. He's a chiropractor, so he knows about the body, what it's supposed to look like and what it's not. Walked up immediately to me. He's like, yeah, you need to go to the hospital. Your pec's torn. So got taken to the hospital and got it looked at, had a ultrasound. They're like, yeah, it's pretty bad. So got that handled. A couple days later, got an MRI just to confirm everything. And then luckily enough, I was able to have surgery 2 days after the tear.
So what did he say you did wrong? Because you know what you're doing. So but I know that happens to lots of people. Was it too much weight, or just you came up too fast, or what happened?
So it was more of a freak accident in a sense. It wasn't too much weight. It wasn't that my form was compromised or anything. It was just, I think possibly it could have been the heat or dehydration, a few factors. Maybe it was just fatigue over time. But just whatever happened when I was coming up on the rep, it caused it to snap. I didn't feel anything was off. I had good form. It wasn't any crazy amount of weight for me. It wasn't something I couldn't do. And I was pretty warmed up. So it was just one of those things. Maybe over time the muscle was stressed. Maybe I wasn't as recovered, didn't sleep enough. So, yeah, that's my best guess.
Oh, my gosh. So have you had an injury like this before?
I have had my ACL reconstructed, and I've dislocated my ankle, but nothing to this degree. I feel like the recovery time on this is going to be pretty extensive. And honestly, at this point, I'm now 10 days after the surgery. The pain isn't really what's bothering me anymore. It's more just like mentally grasping how long it's going to take till I'm back training chest and back to a full recovery.
Okay, well, the crazy thing about you is I saw you in the gym like a few days after this. I mean, is that against your doctor's advice? Because you've been in the gym, you've been working. Are you supposed to be doing all this physical activity?
So they were kind of vague. They honestly said the recovery varies person to person. I was back in the gym about 4 days after the surgery, just doing like a really light legs or just focusing on stretching or some light cardio just to get blood flowing, hoping that will help promote healing. But I'm leaving the right arm in the sling, trying to move the chest as little as possible and just let it sit and everything readheses and get back together over the next few months.
You're probably being bad. And I don't even want to know what your idea of light is, because I have a feeling it's different than most people's idea of light.
It might be. Yeah, I'm just trying to make the best of it, stay positive, and just have some structure. Just being in the gym, even if you can't do much, helps a lot, opposed to sitting at home and being all miserable.
That's true. That's a really good outlook. And then Jim, your poor boss at the Flex Factory, I mean, he had torn both of his tricep muscles, right?
Yeah, the whole store is Doc's gym must be cursed. The whole store's gone under. But Josh, a couple of months ago, Jim tore both his triceps at Doc's. Same thing, freak accident, nothing crazy. Both at the same time too, ruptured. And then I tore my pec, and mine was a full tear. And then the only person left here that hasn't got injured is Josh. So we're telling him, you got to stay away from there.
It could be the gym that's cursed.
Right?
But how is Flex Factory doing? Because you guys, I think a lot of people were surprised you guys stayed open during COVID. I know you got a lot of gym flow since you're next to GB3. And then how is it? Because I know it's got to be a little rough right now, business-wise.
So obviously business is down quite a bit. We're staying open regardless. We do not require a mask here whatsoever. And we're trying to make the best of the situation. We are doing promotions every day of the week. So if you follow us on social media, you can get the discounts through there. Lots of stuff as if like, hey, if you see this post and you repost it, get 20% off in store. We're just trying to chug along and make the best of it, really. The gym is a huge factor for like single serve drinks, just walk-in type of customers.
Right.
But for us, we have the diets that we do, and that's kind of keeping us afloat because we have like the hardcore people that are still trying to stick to their plan throughout the quarantine. So they're coming back in for their diet revalves, and even some people starting up new programs.
How is that going? Do you see people behaving? Because I know, everyone at first was just like, I gained the COVID-15, whatever. The people that you are giving diets to, how many of them are actually sticking to it?
So there's two different types of people. Both are on opposite ends of the spectrum. We have person A, for example, that totally threw in the towel and gave up. They're like, hey, when the gyms reopen, I'll come back. And then we have another like niche group of people, and they're going like as if they're more structured now because some of them are out of work or working from home, so they're able to maximize everything and just dial it in a little bit more. So it just kind of depends on like the person's willpower.
And how are you doing? I know you're doing some online coaching. Tell us a little bit about that and how we can get online coaching from you.
So if you go on Flex Factory's Instagram, you can click the link in our bio for contact us. It takes you directly to our scheduling app, and you could book a diet consult with me, Jim, or Josh at the shop. It's all mapped out right in front of you. It goes through PayPal. You can reserve your spot, and then you can move forward from there. After the first check-in, we normally address like what your goals are, what improvements you want to make, and we develop a program training and nutrition base that's going to get you there with weekly check-ins. The food's constantly changing, and then it's 24/7 contact with us. So if you ever have a question, we can address it.
So it's nutrition and it's actual training. I mean, are you telling people do this much cardio, what else besides the nutrition are you offering?
With the training aspect, whatever sport or whatever your goal is, we target it towards that. So obviously, if you're doing sports like track or football, you're not going to be training like a bodybuilder, as if you're not going to be training like an elderly person as you would a child. So when we do map out the training programs, we give you exercise, rep ranges, and tempos that are going to be for your sport and targeted for your goals.
And heart rate, how high or how much, all this.
For example, with like the cardio, if someone's doing like a show prep and they're doing like a low intensity cardio, we want your heart rate right around 120 or a little bit higher, because after it gets past 140 or 150, you're more in like the cardiovascular zone opposed to the fat burning zone. So there's different factors we can manipulate to achieve a goal.
That's cool. So how is it staying open? I know it's a little bit slower, the traffic. I mean, tell us what the experience has been like.
It's really hard to predict. It's hit or miss. Some days we have pretty good days as if the gym is open.
That's
and some days it's like a ghost town. So it just really depends on the day of the week. There's no rhyme or reason. That's why we're doing the diets. That's why we're doing the promotions in the store. And throughout the whole COVID thing, if people didn't feel safe in here, we even offered deliveries on orders. So if you called us and you wanted to place an order, we could run your card and then we would drop it off to your house or wherever your work is.
So what about people, because I now have an audience that's not just local, what about people that live in LA or something? Can you guys ship stuff to them? And what do you guys offer at the Flex Factory that is pretty exclusive for Flex Factory that you can't really get at other places? I know you guys have some special supplements I've never found anywhere else. What are some of the special things that you guys offer that people can order?
Most definitely, yeah. So for ordering, we'll ship anywhere in the U.S. Just a couple of days ago, we shipped some of our new shirts to Arizona. People DM'd us through Instagram, wanted them. We'll gladly ship them. Like products that are unique to us, we have one called Dark Energy. That's our #1 selling pre-workout. Gives you insane focus, lots of caffeine, endurance through your workout. In addition to that, we have some that are maybe like one or two other shops in the Valley would have. One's called Vicious, one's called BioFreak, and then our #1 selling product that has nothing to do with stimulants or really like working out in a sense, more health-based, would be the Oxy Powder pills. I don't know any other place in Fresno that carries them.
What does that do?
So it's an intestinal cleansing product. It reduces bloat. Make sure you're going to the bathroom regularly. Make sure you're utilizing all your nutrients. It's just one of those things that's good to take for anyone.
Nice, that's good. And you guys have created a lot of controversy because you're always speaking your mind on social media. And you get these facts from doctors. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the myths you kind of dispel and where the information is coming from? Because I know you guys said masks are bad, hand sanitizer can be bad. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, most definitely. We work with a couple doctors' offices in Fresno for our diets and patients, so we're not just blindly making these claims. And whenever we put a post, we
Who
put up
are the
these
doctors?
Dr. Batista is the main one that we work with. He'll send us patients to gym to get healthy and get them a program going based on what they need to do to improve their quality of life. The reasoning behind the masks and the hand sanitizer, I'll address the masks first. Studies have shown that the masks do more harm than good. You're not really stopping the particles. They have many videos on that. And then on top of that, you're also lowering your immune system and your own oxygen levels in your body by wearing one. And then hand sanitizer, it's kind of like a scorch and burn policy type effect. When you put that on your hands, is it killing the bad germs? Of course, but it's also killing the good bacteria and germs that you want on your hands. So instead of that, we push a couple different essential oils on people that will kill the bad germs but maintain the good germs. And the good germs are it's what's going to help your immune system. It's going to help you fight against infection. It's going to help keep you healthier longer.
So what should we do instead of the masks?
You don't need one. We don't recommend one. I mean, if it's not proven, and then you can even go off like they're allowing people to sit next to each other on an airplane, but you can't go to a gym and work out. So that right there kind of shows it.
Well, I know that Dr. Batista had COVID, and I heard him on Channel 30 News saying that he had gotten it from a patient that was sick that came in the clinic that was coughing and wasn't wearing a mask. So then I was confused. Is he like for the mask or not for the mask, or just a mask if you have COVID?
I'm going to let him say his own stance. I'm not 100% sure.
It might have just been a mask if you have COVID.
Yeah, I know for a fact he's not gung-ho on them, but I think he'd probably agree that like the cloth man-made ones, like the designer ones that people are making, are not nearly as effective or beneficial as one that is meant to protect you from COVID.
Oh, okay. And then, so when you said about the oxygen flow, what is, I don't even know if you know the answer to this question. You know, the people that were wearing the masks to the gym before COVID because they wanted to they thought it was increasing their workouts to decrease their oxygen. Is that a myth that you guys have talked about being a myth, or how do you feel about that?
It's hit or miss. So with that situation, like the training elevation masks, sometimes like athletes or fighters will wear them to simulate if they're at a higher elevation with restricted air. Basically, if you run X amount of time at a distance in Fresno with a mask on, without a mask, then by putting it on, you're restricting your oxygen, you're making it harder. You should be able to run faster when you can breathe, in a sense. That's the reasoning behind it. But health aspects, prolonged use of them, they're going to cause headaches. They're going to cause, as we said, your immune system lowering. Your body's pretty smart as it is. That's why, if people were meant to wear masks, we would have been wearing them everywhere since the beginning of time.
What are some tips and advice that you have for everybody right now during this time? Some stuff that you guys have talked about, because we're sure you have powwows at the Flex Factory. We're like, well, if people did this, then they'll be okay. They'll stay healthy during this time. They'll still stay fit. What are some tips you have?
The best tips I have for people are to honestly stick to a program and stay motivated. Everyone's schedules are compromised right now, and it's very hard to stay motivated with either being out of work, stuff being shut down. It's real easy to say, hey, it'd be a great day to go to the lake, or hey, let's drink or do something. But staying to a program keeps you subconsciously on the right train of thought. You're mindful of what you need to get done. And then on top of that, make the best of your workouts with the equipment that you have, and just make the most of what you can for the time being.
Do you guys ever offer workouts? I never really see that on your Insta. You guys are like the best trainers. I don't really see you guys doing a lot of it. Are you guys going to start, or do you have a website where you do some in-house workouts that we can do?
Yeah, so with the we might not publicize that as much, but we
because you have to get the diet.
Yeah,
to get that.
We normally do it with the diets, but we will do it alone if you wish. We don't normally publicize it as much. We have a website currently in the works where we're going to be doing online diets through Skype or Zoom with the workouts included. If you're looking for an in-house personal trainer, or like a one-on-one coaching. Currently, we have Josh here that's doing it, and then I'm finishing up my NASM certification, so I'll be doing that soon in the next few weeks.
Oh, great. Well, I know you guys are great worker-outers, so I'm like, if there's any advice that I would love to see you guys
We
do.
make it fun too. It's not going to be boring. We make it enjoyable.
I have no doubt. What are some of your goals? You've competed a little bit. I know everything's at a standstill and you're injured. What are some of the things you're looking forward to after COVID personally that you want to do with your career?
So me personally, I took COVID in the pec tear as an opportunity to like further my education. I decided to get NASM certified for nutrition and for personal training. And then after COVID, Jim and I and the guys at the shop have talked. We're looking to expand, possibly open up a gym with a flex factory inside it, and then have our training out of there. We want a local hardcore bodybuilding style gym because we think that Fresno has the community for it.
Oh, definitely. So that you're looking into maybe opening a gym and then doing the training.
Oh, we will be.
And
2021.
then, nice. What about as far as your competitive career? Where do you see yourself going in that? What are some of the contests you're looking forward to?
So as of now for 2020, everything in California has basically been canceled so far. I've advised all my clients at the time being to not do a show, focus on staying in shape because it's just going to get canceled, and there's nothing worse than putting in all that work just to have it blown off at the last minute. Myself personally, I'm going to see how much muscle I retain and what shape I can maintain through the recovery process of my pec tear. After that, if the weight comes back on pretty reasonably and if I have a good groove of training going, I'll probably hit the Fresno show in April next year. If not, then the one in September.
And what's your division again? I always get confused about what you're competing for.
So I do men's bodybuilding, and then I also do classic physique. I might not be able to do classic physique this year due to like the weight limit. So bodybuilding, it goes by height and weight. Classic physique, it's height and weight, but you have a certain weight you have to be under. And I barely made it last year by a couple pounds. So as long as I grow, I shouldn't be able to do it this year.
And I forgot, I know you did your first show. Tell us a little bit about your career again for those people that are just viewing it for the first time, about the shows that you have done and where you placed.
Okay, yeah. So luckily enough, for my novice bodybuilding career, I happened to be like undefeated in a sense.
Nice.
I did my first show in 2017 when I was 18 years old, and I did all the categories. I did men's physique, which is the board shorts, the classic physique, and then the bodybuilding. Men's physique for my class, I got top 2. Classic physique, I don't remember what I placed. It was 4th or 5th. And then for the novice bodybuilding, I ended up winning my class. I lost the overall for the novice bodybuilding, which is where all the weight classes go against each other, partially just because I was so like underdeveloped from being so young. And then I took 2 years off from competing, and this last year in 2019, I did the Fresno Classic. Once again, for novice bodybuilding, I won my class, and then the other guy here that works here, Josh, won his class for novice bodybuilding, so we got to go at it for the overall. It was a pretty cool experience, and yeah, so that's basically competition-wise what I have. I've coached a couple people from 4 shows, and they've placed well, so yeah.
And then when you have the bodybuilding gym, that's something you guys are going to be doing a lot, is coaching everybody.
Yeah, we want to kind of put an environment there that's going to be welcoming for everyone. It kind of sets the tone. We're going to have the in-house trainers there, and it's all going to be based off the shows. You know, we compete, we know what we're doing, we live the lifestyle, so we're not going to preach something that we're not doing ourselves.
Okay, so what I'm always wondering is, you guys are giving all this coaching advice and training people, you and Josh, but then are you competing against some of the people that you're coaching? How does that work?
So yeah, and like in a rare case, you might compete against a client in a sense. Usually, the times that I've helped coach people for shows, I haven't done that show personally myself.
Okay, because that'd be awkward.
It definitely would be a little bit. It would be funny, but it honestly backstage, it's a very like friendly experience. Everybody's like family. Everybody's helping each other out. You know, it can be nerve-wracking. So it's a good group of people.
Did you and Josh ever compete against each other?
Yeah, we did this year, so it's pretty cool.
So
both
who
of us
won?
from the story. It ended up being Josh for the overall, but we each won our class, so it was pretty cool. And then luckily enough, it happened to be Jim handing us the trophy too. So all 3 of us from the same school.
What a great family. Well, I always love having you guys from the Flex Factory. You guys are a great team. I hope to be the trainer at your guys' gym. when you guys open
Most
the Bobby Boy
definitely.
gym. So
You're just next.
for sure. So I know I'm very supportive of the Flex Factory community. And if there's anything that like we can do as a community to help you guys, if you guys are struggling small business, you know, let us know what we can be doing. So what shirts you got for us, or if we want to buy some outerwear, what cute things do you have for girls?
Well, let me see if I can move the camera.
Because I get on Jim for this. I'm always like, you need things more fitted and more tube ties. There's a lot of tank tops, so I want to see what he got for me.
So we just did a new shirt run. These would be like the women's example. They're the fitted Razorback tank tops. That's the front of them. The back one has the
flag.
It has the flag.
I love it.
We did red, white, and blue, so like American colors, little American color scheme. We did this in tank tops, t-shirts, shirts, and then we also have like hoodies that we did. All the same design and logo.
And shout out to Ron who made the shirts.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Next Level Design, everybody. He's the one that does all the logos for the Sparkle Show.
But yeah, to help the store out, obviously, just spread the word, take advantage of the sales.
And you said repost for you guys when you have sales, and just let people know what you guys have.
Yeah, we do a lot of our marketing through Instagram. That's our main social media source. I run it part of the time, so check on it daily. We'll interact with people. We'll repost you if you tag us in a story. So, we're always trying to get exposure.
Awesome, and thank you guys for voting for me in this Miss Health and Fitness competition. I dropped to second, but hopefully I get up to first again. So
you just gotta creep your way back up. You'll get it.
Thank you so much for coming on, because you're inspirational, because you're doing so much with I don't know if that's the smart thing, but I really commend like your spirit and your energy and just keeping positive through this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Lucas. Welcome to the Sparkle Show. So I'm your host, Sparkle Soojian, and I am running for this year's Miss Health and Fitness 2020. I need every vote, and I need everyone to vote daily. You get one free daily vote, and you can go to my Facebook, Sparkle Soojian, and I always have a link up. You just click it. There's one box that says the Warrior Vote, and underneath is a free daily vote. The Warrior Vote goes to Wounded Warriors. Every dollar you put is $1 towards Wounded Warrior and counts as one vote for me, and you're welcome to do that. It's a great cause. We've always supported veterans at the Sparkle Show. I donated last year to Sherry's Arc, a very good organization that helps homeless veterans. So we want to help veterans in every way we can. If I win, I am going to use some of the money for Wounded Warriors and to help veterans as well. And then also the different organizations we talked about that we would donate to, especially to Alyssa Kay. Again, I have that link on my Facebook. Her son's going through stage 4 cancer, so we really want to show her support. That's another really good cause to donate to as well. Donate for her son, donate for Sherry's Arc. So it's going to take about another month of the contest for them to announce a winner of Miss Health and Fitness. I still need those votes. I really appreciate it. I know it's a lot to ask for, but it's for a good cause. We want to get that out there, and I hope to represent my community well. So let's come on and do those votes. Welcome to the Sparkle Show. With us is George Boyajian. How are you, George?
I'm good, Sparkle. I'm good. How are you?
I am good. So I'm glad to finally have you on. You're doing a lot of different things in the CBD industry. Can you tell us about it?
Oh, yeah. It's good to be on your show finally. I do get to see you a lot on Facebook and stuff, so I'm glad to finally in person be able to talk to you on our meeting, another one about it. Yeah, I do a lot in the CBD industry. I'm actually from the cannabis, the DC world, but in Fresno for now, THC is kind of on the back burner. So we're focusing on CBD. Ended up opening a store here in my office. We turned the front office into a retail, and we just carry a lot of local CBD products. I created a couple of brands myself, and we also have other products that we carry here in our store. We got doing retail. We also help to provide a lot of CBD products to and on the wholesale level as well. So just live here, there, saying.
So the wholesale level, how does that work? People are buying in quantity and then reselling
Yeah,
it?
yeah. We supply a lot of smoke shops and a lot of outlets that sell CBD. So like retail stores and a lot of local smoke shops and a little out of smoke shops too. Last week I had first selling work woo from little, so I hired a couple salespeople out that way, and they are doing so. What we're doing is supplying a lot of these smoke shops with the product selling on retail. So we just focus on that.
So how did you get started in this?
Uh, well, I got into, I've been smoking bud for about 20 years, first of all.
Is that an Armenian thing?
No, it's not an Armenian thing. Um, no, I'm a contractor originally. That's an Armenian thing. I build
Yeah.
homes, and do all the remodels and stuff. I just, I don't know. When I turned about 20 is when I started getting into, smoking, a little bit. I liked it. I liked the feeling, and I liked what cannabis was able to do for me.
What was
And,
it able to do for you?
well, naturally, I'm a very fast-paced person. Naturally, I'm like that, very short. Like a lot of Armenian people.
Yeah,
Short
that's what I was
tempered,
thinking.
short-tempered, and short-minded. And so smoking cannabis kind of slowed me down. Instead of being fast all the time, instead of doing a lot of irrational things, it was able to slow me down completely, where I was able to kind of focus on, the think things out, a little bit deeper than I normally would. And so it helped me in that aspect, and also helped me, come up with a lot of ideas, and come up with a lot of the businesses that I started over the last 15 years. It was all basically thanks to cannabis. I sit at home and smoke weed, and musicians would sit, smoke weed, and create music. I sit, smoke weed, and create business. I started running businesses. I started making money and those types of things. And so, that's kind of how I got into, getting using cannabis. But when 2009 came around, and the economy wasn't doing so well, I kind of crashed construction business that I had. I had about 15 guys working for me at that time. I ended up laying everybody off, and I closed the doors and wondering what to do myself, as far as how do I feed my family. And finally, I sit there like this, smoking weed. I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
I totally
And I'm
understand.
like, oh wait,
I'll make
you,
money
you
off
can,
this.
yeah. I was like, oh my god, of course, but of
Was
course.
that so the legalization and everything, did that really help everything launch forward? Because I know that people got heavily taxed at that point. How did that all work out when everything became legal and
Um,
then you were taxed? How did that work for you?
Actually, I got in the cannabis industry about 11 years ago in 2009. And at that time, we didn't have all these regulations that we do right now.
Right.
We had what was the Proposition 215, and it was a model, people uh, come together collectively and cultivate cannabis, which was the collectives of that time. Uh, that was back then is how I went. These new laws that were passed about 3 years ago completely changed the game to how it was and how it is right now. It's even though it's a lot of it's the same players, a lot of it is the same things that you see, but it's completely different. So I actually myself, I've seen business in decline for a lot of people, because a lot of the people that were fighting for the industry back, throughout the 10 years that I've known, all of those people are out of business right now, unfortunately.
Is it kind of like
Just
what people are experiencing right now with business? As you say that, I'm thinking about restaurants, for example, because I work in one. How, one day you're allowed to be open indoors and then the next day you're not allowed to be open outdoors. Did you go through a lot of back and forth where you had gotten everything that you needed to get and then another obstacle was thrown at you and now they're like, now you got to do this?
A lot of people have all their whole lives invested in their businesses. A lot of money, a lot of time, and then to be told, oh, you have to change overnight to these new regulations. And so a lot of people are not able to, make that transition like some people are. And so I've seen a lot of people go out of business. So, and also like what our government has just make it really impossible for average regular people to go get a permit and to operate. That has made things even more tougher. So it hasn't really been all that great after legalization. If you look at it from a different point of view, from the government's point of view, maybe it has been a good thing because, yeah, they're seeing revenue come in, and yeah, they sit back and say, oh, we did the right thing. We're allowing cannabis business to happen,
Right.
and they can feel good at night. But in reality, it's like, you only opened it up for certain folks and not for others. It's only good for some people, but not other people.
So how did you
City
stick
of
with it through all of
Fresno.
that? Like, how did you get to I'm going to stick with this? Because how did you deal with that?
I've just been very determined person naturally. When I set my mind to something, like there is no stopping me going and getting it, and it really takes a lot of money, a lot of time. It's just one of those things where it's like, when you know what you want to get in life, you know what you want, and it's like I see the target, and I'm laser beamed directly at it, and it's like there is no going left or going right. It's just, I don't know. That's just how I am. I just have to stay. And that's for a lot of people too. I mean, you can't just give up on things. And I've had my, we turned in an application in Pasadena for dispensary, and then I got denied. And they said that it was very highly competitive. That didn't stop me. We applied for 6 dispensary permits in Los Angeles, and that didn't happen. A social equity thing in Los Angeles. I don't know if familiar with it, but it was a complete shit show, and so that didn't happen, and so that didn't stop me. I got Fresno I'm still fighting for, and I got my license in Fireball. I don't know. It's like I'm so deep with. It's like there is no getting out.
George,
It's
where are you
like,
from initially?
I'm from Yerevan, born and raised out there.
And then
My
when did you
family,
come here?
yeah, we moved over here. My dad, my uncle moved on when I was 13. So I've been, and I'm 43 now. So I've
30
born and
years.
raised in Armenia, but I was also raised in America. So Americanized Armenian.
So where did you come from when you moved from Armenia? Did you come straight to Fresno or you came somewhere else in Cali?
When we first moved to America, we touched down in Pasadena.
Okay.
Pasadena, yeah. And then we came to Fresno. Stayed here for about 2 years in the early 90s. My mom didn't really like it too much. I remember her, she was always complaining to my dad, like, there are no Armenians here. Take me back to LA. Take me back to LA. Because LA is, packed over there. So she.
What does your family think about all this? Because I'm thinking of my family, and I don't think they'd be too pleased if I did this kind of business. Are they pretty cool about it? Did it take them a while to soften up to it? How did that
You'd
go?
be surprised. Why I tell you like this? In Hollywood, not just Hollywood, but in LA, most of the dispensaries, most of the grows are Armenian people.
Mm-hmm.
I know so many people in Armenia that smoke so much weed. as far as my family is concerned, my mom has always been against, right? Church lady. And my brother actually, he's church, he's right there on First and Dakota, St. Peter. And he's in the altar next to the dead hide, and he's very church, and so they kind of don't like it, but it's like, I mean, I don't know. We're in America. If we were in Armenia, maybe it'd be a little different, but I mean, we're in America, so it's like, I love weed, so.
And then when it became legal, did you tell everybody, hey, it's legal now, so you guys got to get over it?
Well, my mom, I told my, she's like, I told her, you always wanted me to go to college, went to school. Like, I went to high school, I graduated, but that was it. Day after graduation, I was like, thank God I'm done with this shit. And so I never wanted to set foot in school after that. I never went to college or nothing like that. I always wanted to, so I decided to open one. Started 420 college. So when in college, I was like, that's an educational school that I started, and actually a real thing. I started in seminars, Sandy, Sacramento, Portland, Seattle, Florida, Chicago, New York. We flew the place, and I was organizing seminars and educational courses for people that want to get into the industry. So
That's
I would have
so
professional.
crazy.
So if you, and I would have people like these insurance agents, real estate, merchant accounts, dispensary owners, growers, so you name it, like all kinds of professionals. And these people, most of these people never smoke weed. Like the people that I usually go to, they never smoke weed. But they're in the cannabis business because money. I mean, it's work. And so I for the last 10 years, it was pretty cool. Did a lot of online courses, webinars, and things like that, just educating people on how to get into cannabis industry. So if you want to get into cannabis, if you want to open a dispensary, and you're brand new to the industry, you don't have a clue. You want to get some education. You want to get some go. Well, fortunately, there are places 420 College where you can come. We sit you in a weekend seminar, or nowadays I have developed a whole week course or online courses. Nowadays with COVID, can't do any seminars anymore, so it's been all online and Skype and kind of stuff for seminar consultations. You come in, I teach you, I tell you what to do, I connect you with the right people, and so if you need an attorney, I got attorneys for you. If you need insurance guys, I got insurance guys for you. Banking, I have banking solutions. If you're a grower and you're looking to sell your product, I have people that'll buy it. So, I was able to bring everybody together with 420. Although I went to college, it's harder one.
So, do you encourage a lot of people to kind of do what you do? I know you said you help a lot of growers, and I understand there's always a need for that. But since there's only so many permits allowed in different places, do you kind of tell people maybe you belong in a different part of the cannabis industry? Don't try to start your own place. Do you give people advice like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. So nowadays, when people this past 3 years, I was able to get a total of 16 permits. Some for me, some for, a whole lot of clients that I have. And so I know what the process looks like. And I'm going through something myself right now. And I know exactly how much money it takes, for you to go through the process. And so when people come to me and, with these dreams of what this big old dispensary or this big old grow or whatever, I look at them and I have to be honest with them. I can't sugarcoat stuff. This is just the way I am. And I know my family hates that, all the time, but that's just the way I am.
You're that dose of reality they need. No, they need that. People need in any business. Yeah. It's always good to give it to you straight.
And so, I have 10, 20 years, and they haven't saved up, not to waste it. I have 20,000 or 30 saved up for business. I don't want to just tell them, give them the wrong information. Have them waste money. And I don't operate like that. So I start down the different license areas out there. Because people don't know actually to be honest with you about all the different licenses that there are available with the state. They also don't know about all the different ways that somebody can make money with the legal industry without even having a license. Because there are so many different services and things somebody can do and start not flower touching or not product, not product touching, different things that you could do, or even flower touching, but you don't need a license on certain things. So I open up all these different things for them, and I tell them, well, okay, plus with the money you have available, you can go this route, that route is, but unfortunately, you're not going to be able to have that acre grow you want it to have, or you're not going to be able to have that big old distillery that you want to have. But you can do distribution, you can do processing, you can create a brand and distribute that. So there's many different ways of getting. And so that's what I think comes to people, goes to people.
Well, how do people get to your classes if they want to? Where do we enroll?
They can go to 420.org. Just simply Google 420 College. It's all over there.
And if they want to take your class, because there's different people that offer different classes, right?
Oh, there's type. And again, you got a lot of mostly a lot of folks that are opportunists and not really from the industry or understand the industry, giving a lot of bad advice out there. And so you really got to watch who you're talking to and who you're dealing with. But if you were looking me up, you could Google me. There's a ton of results out there. Some good, some bad. But we're still here, so it can't be all bad.
And what's your Instagram?
You know what? I want to work for CBD and Hemp Warehouse. I did a lot of work, setting up over here on Ashland. And you guys look up at CBD Hemp Warehouse on Instagram, and at the CBD and Hemp Warehouse on Facebook as well.
Okay, it's the same.
Follow those, and that'll be great. And also 420 College, if anyone needs any interest in cannabis education, that's what we do.
And then if we just want to get stuff from you, what if an average person wants to get something, but not like a warehouse style where they're going to get a lot and resell it? Can they get stuff from just you as well, like a small amount?
You know what? I'm always here on Ashland. Ashland Fresno right here. So you guys, we have a retail showroom up front. We did a lot of work there. There are a lot of nice lotions and creams, CBD vapes, and CBD flower, all kinds of CBD available right here. You guys stop by and pick out whatever you want.
Well, thank you so much, George. This has been great. I'm glad we finally got you on, and you gave me a good crash course in this.
Oh wow! Well, thanks for finally having me. Good luck to you in your that
competition. You're voting for me, right, George? Every day.
I voted for you. Vote. I already casted it. And that was it. You always got my.
Thank you so much, George.
Thank you, Sparkle.